Hello everyone, welcome to Elder Scrolls Online. In this video, I'm going to show you a good place to farm some furniture recipes. You'll get a few cooking recipes as well, but mainly furniture. For this, you will need to have the Summerset chapter. And there is a bit of a quest you'll have to do before you get started. So I think you pick up the quest right around there. There's a little bit you'll do outside before you can get to this area right where I'm at here, the catacombs. So if you hit them on the map, I can show you. Right there is where you'll go in to farm the patterns, and again about right there is where you'll pick up the quest to get access to this. So we're gonna go ahead and go inside, and I'm gonna show you where I start. Now when I do this, what I do is I have several alts I'm not currently playing just in this tomb. And, you know, once or twice a day, I'll log on and I'll just grab, you know, do a quick run, grab all the urns, and kind of just put what I like in the bank and go from there. So, when you first come in, now I recommend completing the quest. There's a few lootable urns here. If you don't complete the quest, there's going to be a ghost singing to you forever. So and once you do the quest, you can get back in it no problem. Whereas if you get in, drop the quest, leave, and try to come back, you gotta redo the part that you already did. So when you come in here, you want to go to the right, the Shattered Halls. Just go right in there. And if you go around this ring here on the top, there are some urns you can loot. And there are some, as you can see, some monsters here. So you will have to be able to do some kind. I mean, they're nothing really crazy, but you know, just kind of keep an eye out for urns. Some of them are hidden over there. When I do my normal run, I don't usually do this part. But since we're kind of just starting from the beginning here, I'll show you the whole process here. And again, I don't know what I have for talents, whatever. This is kind of random because this is an alt. I don't really play it, so I just lock it in the urn room. And as you see, you get a lot of decorative wax. You do get a lot of lockpicks, so if you need any of that, you know, it's another good place to go. So when I have a bit more time, like if I have the day off or something, I'll start in this room here. So there's 3 or I'd say 5 urns right here along this back wall. Again, they're not always going to have stuff in them. Sometimes they might be empty. Sometimes, you know, they'll have stuff. And then there's 3 in the center. There's 2 on this side. And that tall, skinny one. On this tomb here, you want to jump onto this. And that'll help you get kind of a boost to get those top ones on the top shelf, and then get those. On the other side of the room, this one can't quite reach, it's a little bit further back. But you can still get those urns on the top shelf. If you jump and hit E, you don't want to be moving other than just up and down. You just want to kind of stand still, jump, and then hit E. And then you just go from there. So next up, we're going to go north and then turn into this room here. And here's a couple bad guys waiting for us. You can, if you're in a real hurry and you just want to kind of sneak past them, you can. It does take a little bit of practice, and they do kind of move around a bit, so you might not always be able to sneak by, but most of the time if you really want to, you can sneak past them. And then, here we start on this side. As you can see, there's the next pathway that we're going to go. On the little mini map there on the top left, you can kind of see. So then I'll move on to the other side. And again, they're not always going to have stuff in them. Empty, empty. And there is, when you're doing this, there is kind of like a cooldown on what you can get. I think it's about 15 minutes is the way it is. So if you do one run, you get a few patterns, you log out, log back in, like, oh, the urns are back, you do it again right away, you're not going to really get anything good. So you do kind of want to wait a bit before you jump back in. One way to kind of kill time, what I recommend, is having multiple alts. So let's say you have, like, you know, 3 or 4 or 5 whatever else that you're not playing. There's a bad guy right there. He just aggroed onto us, so we can sneak by this one pretty easily. I just was not in a good spot for that. If you have multiple ults, you could do a run on all of them. And by the time you get back to the top of your list, you're good to go. The cooldown should have reset. You should be able to start getting stuff again. Now right here on the left, kind of by those broken pillars, there's an urn right there. We got a couple more bad guys here. As you can see, my guy's gear is also kind of broken. He's been living in this tomb for quite some time, so he hasn't really had a chance to repair. Now this ghost does kind of patrol. He starts kind of about where he is now, and he'll go up and around that corner, which we'll get to in a minute here. On the back shelf, this little stairway, there are some urns. You can loot all of those. There's 3 on this side here. You can loot if they have, again, they might not always have stuff in them. There's a guy right there. I don't know if you can see him. He is really easy to sneak past if you really want to. You gotta jump through the window there, and then he'll just leave you alone. So if you're kind of in a rush, you don't really want to, if you have like a low-level character who might not be spec'd or whatever, you can just sneak past them. Now on this side, you can loot these, but the one with the little urn on the slab, these 4 are almost always empty. Same with this up here. You can loot that one, but these 4 in the back are, I've never seen them with anything. And the ones on the other side, back here, those usually have stuff in them, but the ones with the little urn on the slab of skeleton, whatever you want to call that, the back 4 of each of these usually do not have stuff in them, so I just kind of skip it because there's just no point wasting time checking it. And then the 3 on each side back here. This is as far as I go. You can go further down here, and of course there's more to it. But usually what I'll do is, if I have the time, I'll start here and work through here. If I'm kind of just want to do it more quickly, I just go up to here, that big square room, and then just go down. And that's kind of the best way I think to do it. Some people I've seen, they'll continue on or do whatever, but I think this is kind of like a nice quick little run as a good group of urns. So again, if you have 3, 4, or even more ults, you can just run through those and grab that. Now what I'll do, if you have the merchant and the banker, I highly recommend them, because once you do your run, you can spawn the banker, or the merchant, and sell door, and anything that's not Alinor that's green, I sell. I also, and if I don't know it on my main, I'll keep it, but otherwise I just sell the recipes too, because I usually know most of them, and a lot of that stuff is just not worth selling. You might get, you know, a green pattern that's not Alinor, might only go for like 50 to 100 gold, whereas the Alinor ones that are green, anywhere from 800 to 1200 just for the greens, and of course the blues are much higher. So, and anything else like, you know, like Khajiit, Dark Elf, whatever, blues are higher, those I will keep and then either learn them or sell them, depending on if I know them or not. So then you can pop up your banker if you dig at something you want to keep, and you will get like treasure maps too and stuff like that. You can spawn your banker, then just deposit whatever, and then you can just log out and go to the next character. That's kind of the nice thing about this. If you do multiple characters, you will start to get stuff. You won't get good stuff every time. Like you saw there, I kind of just got nothing. I made a little bit of gold, maybe that's about it. But the more ults you do it on, the more times a day you'll do it, you will start to get really good patterns, really expensive patterns that you can either learn for yourself or sell them, make a good amount of gold with that if you're in a trading guild. Or you can just try to sell them in zone chat as well, but that's usually a bit tougher. So, again, that path, if I have, you know, a day off or something, I'll start here, go all the way around to about here. If I'm in more of, you know, more of a rush, I start here, go around that whole square room, down into here, then to this little rectangle room here. And anything that's an Alinor pattern that's green or higher, I will keep. and either learn or sell. Any other race that's blue or higher, I'll keep those and sell. The rest I just vendor and just pocket whatever gold I made from that and transfer it on over to my main. So that's it for me. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, you can like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. You can also check out my Twitch and Twitter. Links should be down below. And I just want to say, everybody, thank you all for watching. I do hope that you enjoyed. And I do hope I get to see all of you next time.